If you're listening to this podcast, it means you're ready, no, more than ready, to have a major breakthrough in your business. You're hungry for change and you're hungry for growth, and that's why you're feeding your mind right now with all this valuable information. But to drive those changes, to be really smart about what you're doing and to make the right choices before you take massive action, you need help from someone who's been there, someone who's going to coach you through it, even just someone to get you started on your journey. That's why Tony Robbins is offering a free one-to-one business strategy session from one of his top business coaches, a $600 value, completely free, no strings attached. That's right, if you're listening right now, you can go to tonyrobbins.com/CEO and sign up for a free session with a member of Tony's team who's helped business owners like yourself overcome their obstacles and set them on the path to success. Life-changing, addicting, intense. These are just a few words that have been used to describe Orange Theory, the fitness studio known for its science-backed, technology-tracked, coach-inspired workouts. The franchise has taken the world by storm. In just 8 years, it has amassed 1 million members, expanded to over 1,100 locations around the world, and has crossed a threshold that very few businesses manage to reach, exceeding $1 billion in revenue in a single year. But what is it that fueled Orange Theory's rise to the top of an industry that's so full of competition? Hey guys, it's Anna York, Editorial Director for Robbins Research. Welcome back to the Tony Robbins Podcast. In this episode of the Peak Performance season, we're bringing you to Business Mastery, where you have a front row seat at the Masters of Disruption panel. At this panel, Tony spoke with Ellen Latham, the creator and co-founder of Orange Theory Fitness. You'll also hear a little bit from Danny Meyer, the founder of Union Square Hospitality Group and creator of Shake Shack, as he participates in the panel and even asks Ellen a question toward the end. Now, since this is audio only, you can't see her on stage, but you're going to quickly figure out from what you hear that Ellen's energy is absolutely boundless and certainly infectious. And it was this very energy in combination with her creativity, determination, and pure grit that got her through the most difficult time of her life, a time when she was laid off from her job, out of work, and a single mother to her 9-year-old son. She tells Tony about her bulletproof mindset during that time and the sports psychology technique she used to turn what could have been a massive breakdown into the massive breakthrough that led her to create Orange Theory Fitness. Orange Theory offers heart rate-based workouts built around the physiological concept of excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, or EPOC, where the body continues to burn calories at a higher rate even after the workout is over. But behind the science of Orange Theory is something far less measurable, but just as powerful. It's raving fan culture. Ellen reveals to Tony how she and her partners have strategically built an army of fiercely loyal clients and what they've done to scale this culture across the globe.
So great to have you here.
Oh, wonderful to be here.
All right, you've been doing this 40 years, so you started when you were 2.
Oh, wow.
Tell us, you took an industry that's cluttered, where people have done 1 million different types of workouts. And I know my trainer, Billy Beck, remembers when you were working at the same facility he was before you'd started. 8 years, you're doing, what, $1 billion in revenue. You're changing people's lives. How the hell do you go from working for somebody else to building an entire new segment of the industry?
Yeah, well, interesting story. There's a sports psychologist theory called momentum shifting.
Yes.
And momentum shifting is focusing on what you have instead of obsessing over what you don't have. My father was a phys ed teacher and football coach at my local high school in Niagara Falls, New York.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, my father has since passed. Today is his birthday.
Oh,
I am celebrating.
You gotta be very proud.
So excited. He lived his life very much in momentum shifting up, focusing on what you had. At 43 years of age, I'm 62 now. When I was 43.
She's 62. Can you believe this? No, give it up for her. This is unbelievable. You're the awesome. But I want people to know, you started this during a really tough time in your life, right?
Exactly. And I had my dream job, I would call it. And my boss called me into his office and told me they had let me go that day. And I was a single parent of a 9-year-old son, and quite frankly, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was in a panic. But this momentum shift up theory of focusing and building on what you had. At that time, I had a Pilates certification. I was a great Group X instructor. So I went down to my Gold's Gym and I talked the owner into buying some bikes. And this was before spinning was in every gym there was. And I said, we'll split it 50-50. Okay, and then I started soliciting those spinning clients to come and take Pilates with me. And I used a spare room out of my house to start doing one-on-one Pilates.
Wow.
And I kept building until pretty soon I had 2 women. And some days from 6 a.m. in the morning to 9 p.m. at night, I had 2 women pulling in my driveway, 2 women pulling out of my driveway in their exercise outfits. I always joke, I have no idea what the neighbors thought, what kind of business I had going on in there. And I kept momentum shifting up. And I borrowed a little money to open up an 1,100 square foot Pilates studio. And the next phase of that was adding on a room that was the foundation of the Orange Theory Fitness workout.
And tell us, what was the breakthrough? What was the point you had the breakthrough in actually developing Orange Theory? What allowed you to separate out from so many different other types of approaches that are out here?
Well, I had been teaching group fitness for over 40 years, and I knew the reason why people didn't stay with working out is because they didn't feel successful. They didn't feel like they got results. And so they didn't, stay with it. They didn't want to keep slogging through weeks of working out and maybe it'll work. So I came up with a science-backed workout. So I have a master's degree in exercise physiology. So I based the workout on the science of EPOC, which is excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. A big word. All it means is you create an oxygen deficit in your body, and your body has to repay it 24 hours after. It's like money in the bank. You create a deficit in your bank account. You have to go work harder to replace those funds in the account.
You're burning calories.
So you're
after
burning
the workout,
calories at a
24 hours
higher
later.
rate for 24 hours after. So I based it on that science. I didn't create the science. It was created way back in 1940s when they realized this was a great way to do interval training with athletes in the Olympics. I just took that science, and then what's very important is measurement. I've been taking the last 5 days with you. Wow, Tony. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, right?
She's been here with you attending.
Group number
Give her a hand
4,
to that.
where
It's amazing.
I'm with you guys. So the importance of measurement, just in business, was very important in exercise. So we have technology where in real time you could measure how your heart is performing. So you don't underexert and you don't overexert. And the goal is to get your heart rate over 84%. That's when I'm creating that oxygen deficit for only 12 minutes by the end of the hour. You don't do all the 12 minutes in one bout of 12 minutes in bite-sized sections. 60 seconds here, 90 seconds there. And all you have to do is get that 12